Welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Seth the DaChop.
I'm your host, Twinzy.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our Barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. We back.
Yo.
Seth the DaChop, how you doing, my brother?
Oh, bro, you know, it's an absolutely wonderful day outside right now.
I know. Listen, this is the best time of the year. We said previously on other shows, this time of the year in ATL, where it's not too hot, but not too cold. I mean, this is perfect weather. I mean, if you're a grill master, this is the time for you.
And you got to add this part. Like last night specifically, or the last couple nights, it dropped down to like the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
You get 80-degree weather with no bugs.
Yes.
That jump nice.
That's too. No bugs. That's definitely right there too.
Nice.
Also factor in, that's huge. That's huge. You don't understand how cool to be outside and not getting ate up every 2 seconds. So,
everything in Georgia got teeth. Like everything.
Everything
I don't know what kind of bug that is, and next thing you know, your arm turning red.
That's true. But also too, another thing before we get into the topic, you can open your windows. Hopefully you have a screen, right? Because there's still some bugs out there, but still, you can open up your windows, let the fresh air get in.
And it's so clean.
Yeah.
Your house is so much better. Fresh air smells so much better than Lysol and fresheners. It just smells great.
Yes. All right. With all that being said, once again, let's get into it, Seth. It's Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give y'all a warning. So for my live watchers on YouTube on Sunday at 3 p.m.-ish, we do got the NFL ticket up because we do watch our football. And right now we're watching the Steelers go against Tampa Bay Bucks. It's a close game, 13-12. So hopefully we can pull it out. So if you see me jump that crazy, my apologies.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't root for the Steelers, but they have a real chance of beating Tampa Bay. So today, go Steelers.
You got it. All right, so let's get into the topic. What are we talking about today? The world is not free.
Bruh, the world isn't free. Bruh, I just got a story to tell about. I mean, it ain't even big for me, but
not a story to tell.
It's just crazy. I saw a meme on Facebook, and it was like, I'm scared of leaving the house because every time I leave the house, it costs me $150. And I'm starting to be like, yeah, they got a point. So, I'm sorry, got distracted just that quick. You know what I'm saying?
The ball's in the air forever, like this, because it'll come down. Who's gonna get it? And now he's hurt. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Every time you go outside, there's a fear.
Okay, so listen. Right, like people talk about money. It's a lot of people, but a lot of folks always want to talk these high and mighty numbers about money. Oh, he got to be able to get me a Birkin bag. Today isn't about that.
No.
But he got to be able to get a Birkin bag. We got to be able to go out. He got to drive this kind of car. He got to live in this kind of house. She got to have her hair done. I mean, a lot of people don't really put two and two together and be like, how much is it simply to live around here? As far as I know, the inflation is going sky high, right? Mm-hmm. We got like 9% inflation throughout the country, which is crazy. The Fed raised the interest rates on home mortgages. So the billboard I was looking at while I was driving yesterday said the lowest rate you're going to find is 6.9%. That's just huge. That's twice what I paid for my mortgage. I refinanced in 2017? Yeah, I refinanced in 2017 to 3%. When I refinanced at 3%, I literally was coming down from 7% when I refinanced at 3%.
That's a good savings right there.
Yeah. And my mortgage literally dropped. I think I lost $450 on my mortgage just refinancing those 3.5-4% off of my mortgage. I lost almost $500. Well, I mean, I didn't lose. I gained. Whatever. It cost me less. All right. And now for you to say that people out there trying to buy houses at 7%, yo, it's a big difference. If you get a $200,000 house at 3% interest, your mortgage probably was around $1,200 to $1,400 without me pulling out a calculator. $1,200 to $1,400. It might have at most 15 without pulling out a calculator. But if you go back up to 7% off of at a $200,000 mortgage, yo, you do realize you're looking at like a $2,000, $2,100 a month mortgage note. That ain't got nothing to do with property taxes.
Right.
That's just principal and interest. Just from them 3 percentage points. Man, it's getting hard out here in these streets. Right?
I think I saw a meme also this week that says that humans are the only ones who pays to live on this earth. Something like that, right? Yeah, if I'm quoting that right.
Wow.
Think about that for a minute, right? We pay to live here. We pay to live on this earth. I don't care if we renting, home ownership. We live here. We pay to live here.
And we pay for everything. I mean,
there's literally nothing free. I mean, actually, water's not free either.
No, bottled water.
I mean, unless you go into like a public park where the water is probably the same water as the toilet water circling through. You don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean,
think about it.
Even air, because you can go to get oxygen bars to breathe oxygen. and it just, listen, I know Kevin Samuels, R.I.P. God rest him. He was real into winter is coming, but it's coming for all of us. First off, it's just going to be colder for some folks than others, but it's coming for all of us. So I was just telling my boy Twins here about what I did on Tuesday.
Last Tuesday.
Yeah, just Tuesday just passed. 5-6 days ago, whatever. Man, I spent $2,000 in car repairs for basic maintenance. We're not even talking about major transmission work or nothing like that. I spent almost $2,000. I got a tune-up, a full tune-up with all my filters and wires and spark plugs changed. They cleaned out the engine bay, and polished the engine. It looks really good, but tune-up, oil change. I had to have a gasket removed because of a leak.
And gasket, that's woo.
Had to have that removed. I had to have my brakes done. New rotors, new pads, and I needed a new tire on the back because my alignment was off. I mean, my balance had been off and it just had messed up the tire. Right? Mm-hmm. All of this. And so I'm like, I went up there really expecting to get an oil change.
Oh, really?
I was prepared.
That's how it started out, huh?
No, I was going up there for an oil change and a tune-up because my baby wasn't sounding right. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go up there. This tune-up shouldn't cost more than $300. The oil change should cost about $80 maybe.
Okay.
You know, with tax and everything, I swear to everything I hold dear, I probably expected to spend $400 when I left out the house.
Okay.
$2,000 later, just because I want to drive a car. She's working, and the worst part about it, I still need a serpentine belt, so that's another $150. And I actually need my transmission service, so that's going to be another $350 flush and fill.
Yeah, then you factor in labor, so you look at another $600.
No, $500. I talked to him.
Sure, you mean sure?
This is my boy.
Okay.
I talked to him, but So this basic standard maintenance. This ain't nothing happened that wasn't supposed to happen. I just been procrastinating over COVID. I let it build up. That's $1,000 my fault.
Okay.
I should have, if I'd have did it piecemeal. But once again, blessings be to the universe and God. Guess what? For me, it was a credit card swipe. I ain't even
charges the game.
Yeah, I didn't want to I don't want $2,000 in debt on my credit card because I spent a lot of money.
Right.
I spent a lot of time making sure I don't owe people money. But when I do need to swipe a credit card, it was like, swipe. Did it stop me from going to the movies that night?
Nope.
Did it stop me from going out to eat yesterday? Nope. Did it stop me from taking a trip to Tennessee? Nope. It just might have stopped me from taking a trip next summer. That $2,000 got to come from somewhere.
Possibly.
But it hit me because I was talking to my sister, and when I told her what I did and how much it costed, she was shocked. She was like, "Wait, how much it cost? How are you gonna pay for it?" What do you mean? How I'm gonna pay for it? I mean, it's paid for. It's done. I'm done.
It's past tense.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what I did. Because she was shocked. Now this is my sister, but I learned a long time ago. Listen, you might love your family and everything, but you can't tell nobody about your money. You can't tell nobody how you rolling. People will start spending your money for you if you start telling them what you got. It would have been a struggle for her to do what I did.
Okay.
And would I have helped her if she called and asked me? Absolutely. But could she have helped me in the same situation?
Based on her reaction, I'm gonna say no.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
And it's crazy though, because think about this too, right? Even though you did spend about $2,000 to repair your car, right? And most people think that's a lot of money for a repair, which it is.
You know what?
In a sense.
10 years ago, I would have been stressed.
Facts. But I just want to say this: like most people, like, you know what? I'm getting a new car.
I thought about that too.
I know, but then when you sit down and do the math, this $2,000 right now will save me close to 20. Or cars are high now. It will save me close to $30,000. So pay is $2 now, or pay $30 because I don't want to pay for repairs. And that's something I had to do as well not too long ago. My wife's Buick, she needed struts and brakes and steering, whatever. It had to be done. Long story short, they was like, yeah, it's going to cost about $3,000. She was like, well, I guess you get a new car. I said, no, we're not.
What's wrong with it?
No.
That's less than a year worth of notes.
Exactly.
Right there.
I did the math. Like, I mean, getting a new car did sound nice. I ain't gonna lie. It was tempting.
It looked good in the driveway.
It would, but I'm like, do I really want to get back into a car note? And my mom like, no, because listen, ladies and gentlemen, especially my fellas, having a car that's paid off is the key thing in life out here. Okay, where you don't have to pay. You're not working 48 hours just to have that check right away to a car, people. Trust me.
Same for a mortgage, by the way.
Oh, yes. That's the next goal, to get the house paid off. I ain't there yet, but that's the goal.
That's all I wanted. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to do
No,
but that's the same. Okay, once again, we still talking about it ain't free out here.
It ain't free, no.
We're not offering advice. We just bring reality. A lot of people don't like to walk around in reality. Listen, there was also a meme. I'm a part of a group on Facebook called Everyday Millionaires.
Okay.
And it's just people working towards becoming millionaires.
Okay.
And it's a support group, right?
That's dope.
Yeah. So it was one guy that asked because his financial advisor told him not to. He was like, "Is there any benefit to paying off your mortgage early? What are the pros and cons?"
Hell, yes.
I can't even imagine one con for paying off your mortgage early. What kind of... Okay, so I am not a trained financial advisor, so hey, don't take my advice for it, do your own research. But in my own mind, I could not come up with one valid reason not to pay off my mortgage early. One person said, if your mortgage is like 3%, and you could invest in something, I'm going to throw Tesla stock or something out. You could buy Tesla and get a 14% return. Okay. It's in your best interest to buy the Tesla stock with a 14% return than to pay off your mortgage that only is charging 3% interest. Okay, first off, that sounds absolutely wonderful, right?
I mean, it's long-term money.
Well, it ain't just long-term money.
And it's a risk, too, because it's not. That's not guaranteed money.
That's the point.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're on the same page. Okay, the numbers sound good, but I'm like, that's still a risk, though.
Yeah,
like, it may get your money back, you may not.
Exactly. But if I pay off my mortgage, if I lose every dime I own in the stock market, I still have someone to live.
I got to do some math real quick. Keep talking.
Yes, sir. But that people are trying to come up with reasons not to pay the mortgage off and be able to invest it. Like, instead of paying off your mortgage, why don't you buy an investment property?
So those really trying to tell us guys that's not doing it.
They was really throwing that stuff up, right? In my mind, I just dismissed it up front. Here's my pros for paying off my mortgage.
Go ahead.
Peace of mind.
Facts.
And as I've been divorced for the last 6 years, I've been divorced for 6 years. It took me 3 years to come to full grips with what I lost in my divorce, right? And I finally have what I like to call peace of mind. I have an anecdotal story I'm going to tell you about that in a minute.
Okay.
But there is nothing on the planet I would trade my current peace of mind for. If you told me I could have sex every day with a beautiful woman, but all I got to do is go back into chaotic ass relationships, I'm like, can I have sex with a beautiful woman once a month? That's how much my peace of mind is worth. I can't give up sex. I will deal with you craziness,
but not every day.
But I couldn't. I've literally, look at the picture. Dude ain't no small guy. I literally.
You talking about yourself, ladies?
Yeah, I'm talking about myself. I'm not a small person, and I do have to work to get the get female companionship sometimes. But yo, bro, you hear the brother talk on this mic, you know full well. Biggie said it, and I'm gonna always repeat it. Heartthrob never, fat and ugly as ever. However, it's still possible for a dude to get what he wants. But even so, the offers available to me, I don't care how they look. You talk to them for 3 seconds and you be like, nah, I'll be alright. I don't want this. Pretty don't mean nothing when she talking and your brain starts saying, dude, we're not doing this, right?
Let me throw this in there, because I really want to speak on the benefit of paying your mortgage off.
Yeah. Back to the
Yeah.
show.
No, you cool. I understand. Listen, I play the lottery. You know what I'm saying? People, it's a waste of money. Listen, if I can hit the lottery and if I can just get 1 million, that's the minimum. I want more. Let's be clear. I want the big millions. But if I can get 1 million, I could technically be set for life. Because the first thing I want to do is pay off my mortgage. So, for example, I'm 3 years and some change into my house right now. I have a 30-year mortgage. If I'm able to pay my mortgage off, I mean zero off all the way, I will save me $20,400 per year for the rest of my life. Can I do a lot of investments with that?
Exactly.
I mean, because the guy said, 14%? $20,000 you get to save I would save if I hit the lottery or something happens and I come across some money, right? What I'm saying that if I had the opportunity to pay off my mortgage in full now or invest into some stock, I'm paying my house off. Because I can take a risk with having an additional $20,000 per year to spend on it. I'm not saying I will do that, but the thing is, I have that additional $20,000. And on top of that too, the stress factor he said earlier. The fact buying a house has pros and cons. I love the house. I love my ownership. I love that. But also what it does though, it makes me a slave to my job for the next 27 plus years now.
Yes, it does.
Because I got to pay this mortgage off. It's just that simple, right? And based on my income and everything, it's based on the time and experience I've been at my current job, right? So when I'm saying I just can't walk away from my job and start somewhere brand new because my income and lifestyle is based on where I've been for over 14 years plus and counting. But the point I'm trying to make is this. Once I'm able to financial free, meaning that my house is paid off, it doesn't matter what I do. I mean, I may work. I might do a part-time job because everything's paid off. Only thing I do now is pay for gas, water, and electric. Something you can't pay prepaid. Well, you can't prepay, but something you got to pay every month. Just that simple. You can't pay it off and be done with it. No, you got to pay every month. But outside of that, freedom. That's the rule. That's the real meaning of financial freedom, is debt-free. You can go when you want, sleep when you want, get up, do whatever. No one's telling you nothing. People can. If my mortgage was paid off right now, if somebody say something crazy to me at work, I'm gonna look at them like, who you talking to? Because I had to bite my tongue because I got to pay this mortgage. Kids got to go to school. I got food. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But when you have your mortgage paid off, you get to poke your chest out a little bit. I don't care who you are.
Life changes.
Life changes. Like, who you talking to?
Listen.
So the fact that he's in a group of millionaire mindsets, people trying to get to millions, and the fact that people really trying to tell them not to buy the house off.
Yeah. I just want to clarify. Yeah. It was only some people, and it was somebody called it out. because I was reading through the comments. Somebody called it out, and he said, I want to know the profession of everyone trying to provide cons to paying it off.
Ooh.
Because it seems like
I like that one.
only the people who are going to make money off of you having a mortgage are the ones trying to give you cons. Financial advisors and bankers. Everyday people want to not have a mortgage. And I'm like you, bro. I just sat here right now. My mortgage times 360 months minus the base cost of my house. If I could have bought my house straight cash, I would have saved $304,000. Over the course of 30 years, I would have saved $304,000.
Oh, okay, I'm with you now.
300. I mean,
Gotcha.
that's money that is not my money. That's money that I paid to the bank for the privilege of living in the house that I will get a chance to own at the end of my 30-year period.
And actually, and by then, we won't really get to enjoy it because we'll be dead most cases.
Well, no.
Not saying we'll be dead, but I'm saying that the people behind us will get to reap the benefit. Me and my kids.
Exactly.
And their kids.
Exactly.
Meaning they can live somewhere rent-free and just stack their money up, and then when they decide to move out, cool. Like, the goal is to keep the house in the family. Don't ever sell the house. Take care of it. Where hopefully my third generation can live here. Just that simple.
That's how you build
That's facts right there. Say it.
Generational wealth.
Thank you. That's how you build it. That's it.
And in America, well, once again, when I say we're still talking about stuff ain't being free, but in America, let's be 1,000. If your mortgage costs you anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 a month, or rent, I don't even know what the rent is right now, but rent.
Time.
If you are paying to simply live, like you say, human only thing, pay to live on Earth. If you're paying $1,000 a month for your entire life just to maintain a roof over your head, rich people don't do that. People with real money, honestly, if I would have had $208,000 straight cash, boom, I want to buy this house, I would still have lived in the same place for the same amount of time. I just would have kept $300,000 in my pocket. That $300,000 would have put my kids through college.
Facts.
That $300,000 would have taken me on a decent trip.
Facts.
Every year.
Facts.
Not no great outstanding trip, but a decent trip every year. Me and the wifey could have bought nice cars, had nice cars. We could have $304,000 would have been disposable income, because I still have to build up my 401k, pay the light bill, pay the mortgage. Pay the water bill, pay to put food on the table. I still had to do that anyway. That $304 would have been money. Basically, at this point, it would have been free money.
Yes.
Because all the other bills would have still existed in the same way.
Facts.
Bruh. Anybody who this is my opinion, but anybody who tells you not to pay your house off as soon as possible, I wouldn't consider them a friend.
Right.
I would not consider them a friend.
Right.
So.
Listen, with that being said, I've been paying extra payments on my house just so I can get ahead.
Of course I'm doing that. Ain't nobody trying to get a bank $300,000. So listen, I bought my house, I was 29. I'm 48 right now. So I've been living in this house for 19 years and some change. I will be finished paying off my house in less than 5 years.
Oh man, guess what? So, when I'm 5 years ahead, we want to do something big.
Yeah. Bruh.
We're going out, whatever. Because that's his accomplishment.
If it wasn't, if it wasn't for child support, I would have been finished paying off the house. Yeah. I know it sounds crazy. That's not cap. But the point is, if me and the wifey had actually worked together as a team, I've never paid a car note to the end of the whatever number we come up with. That just makes me feel good while I'm in the dealership. I'm like, okay, so we'll finance it for 60 months. Okay, at this interest rate, yeah, that's fine. Because in 3 years and 36 months, I really would like to not have to give y'all no more money.
Facts. I'm the same way. I had a car, but bill got there. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to be still paying on that. I paid on it for 3 years.
So when I bought this house, me and the wife were just dating. We weren't married. We were just dating, and it was supposed to be a starter house. But even a starter house, I'm like, the more money I put on the principal right now, the more money I'll get when I sell the house. So, you know what I'm saying, pay the principal.
Yes.
And even if I don't pay the principal, the sooner I pay off the house, the less interest. If me and the wifey had worked together like we were supposed to, we would have already been on our second house, paid this house off, and be renting it out.
And that's one.
But it didn't work out.
That's the benefit of having like two incomes coming in.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Or a real partner, a team.
Yes. I know. Just taking the topic today.
I know we're not going.
We ain't going on a rabbit hole today.
But it is.
We're just talking about that living in this on Earth. There's nothing free.
Ain't nothing free.
Ain't nothing free.
So that's part of it is that just basic maintenance to have a vehicle costed me $2,000 earlier this week.
And fellas,
no, nothing special.
Fellas, with that being said, and ladies, and who is listening, if you got a young generation, teach them this. Let them know while they're growing up, and they meeting friends, know people. It's always good to have a good relationship with somebody who's a mechanic, someone you can actually trust. Because
I thought about taking some basic mechanic classes.
Listen,
at the 2-year college.
Listen, like I said, just having a good relationship, because you can take care of somebody that you trust and they'll give you the real facts. I got a friend of mine, right? He didn't know for sure, but he thought his transmission blew, right? And the car wouldn't change gears, XYZ, whatever. So he took it to a car dealership, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you need new transmission, XYZ. It's gonna cost you about, let's say, $2,000, whatever, right?" And he thought about it, whatever. But then he had a friend who's a mechanic, and he looked at the car. He said, "Man, all you need is," I forgot what it was, but long story short, it's only gonna cost me $500 to repair it.
Well,
and the funny thing is, the first one he told him a new transmission. After he told him that it was a new transmission, he was actually looking to go buy a new car. Yep. A whole new car note, whatever.
You telling me I need to put $3,000-$4,000 into a car that might only be worth $1,000 or $2,000? Hell, I got a story.
So just make sure.
I got a story just like that. We're gonna. Yeah. This is about networking. This is back to the late great Kevin Samuels, R.I.P. Kevin said you had that high value man has to have a network of high value men around him, and you have to be useful to the group, right? So. My AC, I got friends like this. If I got friends I can call and say I need some work done on my house. I'm not calling a certified contractor. I got people who will do it for cost plus a little bit, for cost plus some other extra. Example would be a couple years ago, my attic caved in because it was raining. Right?
That's serious.
I mean, my ceiling caved in my bedroom, tore it up. Right? I called my boy Floyd. Hand on the Bible, Floyd came over, looked at it. I'm thinking, I don't know how much work I got, right? Floyd looked at it. He said, "Yo, I'll straighten this out for $600, and I'll take care of the roof too for another $300." Okay. He came, fixed it, painted it, put the bubble back up. You can't even tell anything happened. $600. He did that junk in like a day, because he was my boy. Now, he was like, you might not believe this, but this same job, probably a $2,500 job that he did for $600.
Inflations.
Okay.
And also what you don't know.
Yeah, because that's it. I got another boy recently. My AC, my unit outside died.
You told me that.
Okay. I called for estimates. That was a $6,500 job. My boy who does HVAC looked at it and he was like, "Yo, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything for love." He charged me less than $2,500 to swap out everything. I mean, he out there on his knees welding in the rain. So my AC working fine. He topped it off. He made sure everything was set. Boom, 25? A little bit less than 25. I didn't even pay for that out of my pocket. I put that on my little bonus. You remember the bonus we got on the gold card?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be for Christmas, but you know what? Boom. Slid it over, done, paid for, gone. I had a female friend who needed a very similar thing done to her house.
Right.
But my boy was like, I don't know her like that, bro. She's not getting the friend and family discount. And when I told her about it, she was like, "I just find my own way." She did find her own way. She found somebody else to do it for $4,500. It cost her $1,500 more to do the same thing I did, because that's what boys do. That's what fellas do. How much it costs to move? right? You like, okay, well, I'm gonna call 2 men in the truck. Cool, them 2 men in the truck cost about $200 an hour. You really only want them to be there like 2, 4, 6 hours. You better count up how many hours you want them to be there.
And mind you, and it's not like they're moving fast neither.
Yeah, but if I call a couple of my boys, we can move my whole house in the afternoon, and it's just gonna cost me the rental truck, the packing supplies, and enough beer to get us all drunk. Oh, and some chicken. I've done it.
And beer stuff, you know what I mean?
You know, enough. It might cost. I can move my whole house, and it might take all afternoon with a couple of my friends, and it's literally only gonna cost me $500 at the most. Because that's what friends do. Because when they need it, I'm gonna do it. That's called networking, right?
Right.
But if you don't have a network, oh, it's expensive out here in these streets.
Just make sure you have the check work.
Yeah.
You know. If you ain't got the network, make sure you have the money in the bank because it's gonna cost you.
It's gonna cost you. So I'm saying that we're just talking about it, but it's expensive out here, and it's just getting worse. Even food. Have you went to the grocery store?
I hear about it all the time.
Oh my God. The price of gas a few months ago. Anybody remember that? Ain't no hookups there.
No.
Nah. So.
And listen, I know about the groceries because my wife goes shop every week, so I know.
I mean, look, bruh. I was talking to a dude. He was like, "Yo, you want to buy some food stamps? My girl got some food stamps on the EBT card." I'm like, "How much?"
How much? Because you know you can start the refrigerator up.
I'm saying, I'm not
you
sure.
For $100, I'll give you $1,000 worth of coupons.
The price went up. It's more like $70 for 100 now.
Damn.
It used to be 50. I mean, it used to be 2 for 1, 50
Not
cents,
anymore.
whatever. I'm talking about that. Oh, you know the price went up on what? The price went up on what? Free food?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You can't just get 50 for $1 in a lot of places no more. So anyway, not that I should have said that on YouTube, but yo.
See the pigeons?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's still a game, y'all.
but once again, I keep harping on it, is that what all of this ties back into. It's expensive out here. Yo, people, men and women, go find your relationship. It's too expensive out here to be single.
Facts.
It's too. Unless you prepared to live a certain kind of way, it's too expensive out here to be single. My ex, bruh, this is another story.
Go ahead, we got
time
today.
Little part of the story. I want to tell this. So I was talking to my ex, right, and she hit me. A couple different things happened over the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
And she asked me. She said, if I need somewhere to live, would you let me come live with you?
Oh. Huh, recently?
Yeah.
This is the after divorce and everything?
Yes, just a couple weeks ago.
Okay. So how'd that go?
I don't think it went the way it was.
How she thought it would go?
Yeah. First off, I don't hate my ex, by the way. We have a really decent working relationship. I've been divorced for 6 years. The first 3 years were tough, but my divorce was so easy, in my opinion. Bad as it was compared to some of these absolute holocaust some of these other people have gone through, my divorce was like, I thank God for the dude she was cheating on me with. Yo, my brother, you kept her occupied. I appreciate that dude. I don't know him. I don't want to know him. But if she had been angry during our divorce, all of this could have went all different.
So he softened the blow.
And it took me years to realize that it wasn't cheaper to keep her. The piece that I have right now that I just told you about,
yeah,
I can't sacrifice it. I can't. So she said, would you let me come live with you if I needed somewhere to live? I was like, no. Are you crazy? I said, but she said, you just let me be homeless? I said I would do what I could to help you not be homeless because my children are involved in it.
Right.
But like if you were short on your rent, I might help you with your rent.
Right.
If you was really homeless, I get you an extended stay hotel, but I don't want you in my house because I don't want what comes with you to my house.
But also to be clear though, this was her house at one point too. You left this house.
Hey, she left it, and I kept it.
You left something that you already had security and you know where you was going to be at. You wanted to leave, right?
It's gone.
So now you want to come back. So is she thinking is something happening or she's planning this?
No,
because the kind of question is that out of nowhere.
Well, it felt like it was out of nowhere. But you have to take a couple of weeks of different conversation. Okay. Because the reality is, you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys don't know that I am my real day job. I'm an analyst. I'm a business analyst. I analyze numbers and problems and figures, and I do stuff, right? So, years ago, I came up with this calculation, and it's still true. For basically since my ex-wife, first got pregnant, based on how much money I've actively given her over the last 20 years, I've basically given her $7 an hour, 40 hours a week, for 20 years. That's the math. This isn't some made-up number. I've spent on each one of my kids at least $140,000 to $160,000 over 20 years on each kid. Damn, $300 and some thousand, right?
Gotcha.
I said all that to say, and I just brought down the math, and I kept breaking down the math till I got down to the point that basically she has gotten $7 an hour from me just for having my kids. Every month, every week for 20 years. Well, that's ended soon. And it's amazing. What amazes me is that she didn't have a problem with none of this until I guess somebody told her that, you know, July is the last day, right? I told my son that. I was like, you know, on your birthday, this is the last time I'm just going to give your mama money. I ain't giving your mama no more money just because you exist at 18. You grown, you better get a job. So
you should have one on anyway.
Not going to touch.
Okay.
It's a lot of that.
That topic, sorry.
But, you know, having thought about that, $7 an hour after taxes is how much my ex has gotten from me since the first time she was pregnant. This includes clothes, shoes, medical bills, and since we've been divorced, it's just been straight child support, right? Boom, $7. Well, that means if she was making $20 an hour at her job, the reality is she was making $27 an hour. Now, the way that works out, if you're making $20 an hour, that's roughly about $41,000 a year, $42,000 a year. If I'm giving you an additional $7, you actually are taking home about $55,000 a year from your job. That's pretty big.
Right.
That's huge. And all of a sudden have that disappear, she's starting to realize it's expensive. That's fine. Just like I'm realizing that this car note ain't free. The mortgage ain't free.
No.
The trips I want to take aren't free. The Christmas gifts I buy aren't free. I can afford to bite this bullet, and I thank God for those gifts, right? But the truth of the matter is, that's why she's being nice. Because she's realizing it ain't free. I got a female friend, bruh, I don't even want to say this in fear of her actually listening to this podcast.
Don't say it.
Yeah, but you know how you be pushing the envelope?
Yeah.
And they be taking that envelope pushing? And you know what you be doing. You like a cat like this, pushing a base close to the edge of the counter.
Right.
Just to see.
And the guy should start being in the cat like, never mind, move it back. You know, I saw that video.
Well, that's where I'm at right now. I'm like a cat because I know, but I know that my benefit to her exceeds, truthfully, her benefit to me. And I realize that it's getting cold outside. Bruh, this world is expensive. And some people know it better than others. I hope y'all get y'all minds right. This single lifestyle that people live, if you make a certain amount of money, and I'm going to say it, like, if you make $20 or less, you need to find somebody to be with. Blank all that other stuff that y'all are talking about. He got to be able to do this, or she got to be able to do that. If you make $20 or less, you better get your mind right. Per hour, $20 or less, you better find somebody you can work it out with, and then go, work it out. Just a thought. You want to pop in on that one?
Nah.
I hope I ain't said nothing negative about anybody today, but
no, today this wasn't our type of episode. This was more really education, if anything, right?
Yeah, I hope it's encouragement. Like, I know how much it costs me to live my life. I do numbers. I have all kind of numbers calculated everywhere. I can tell you stuff that you don't really care nothing about. You know how I at one point in the car while I was driving, I simply calculated how much it cost me to own my car every day.
How much that?
You know, back at the time, I was literally costing me about $8 to $9 every day simply to own a car. That included car note, that included gas, that included wear and tear. I don't know why. There's a whole bunch of factors. But like, man, it cost.
Once you got too much time on your hands, sir.
You do.
You're doing a lot of thinking.
I used to drive for 2 hours a day in traffic. You think?
Yeah. Listen, no, I can agree.
Yeah.
I used to be there with you.
So at that point, did I know exactly how much my ex-wife costed me to be my wife at the time? Yes. Do I know how much my kids costed me to be my kids? Yes. Did I know how much it costed me per hour to simply be a dad? Yes. Why? Because 2 hours in the car is a long time to be bored in traffic. You just start.
Yeah, you only watch so many videos and listen to music so long.
Exactly. You start calculating. I personally start calculating. And since you're driving, it's in your head. But the point being is, when I heard her on our podcast, one of the young ladies said it's cheap. She said it's cheaper to keep her all smug. I quickly no, it ain't.
Oh, you're talking about on the show we did. Okay.
Yeah, remember she said that it's cheaper to keep it. She said it with a smug smirk. No, it ain't. I've done the math. It ain't cheaper to keep you guys. Are you crazy? And I didn't want to tell her, but at the end of July of next year, I'm going to get a $7 an hour raise on July 25th, 2023. I'm going to instantly get a $7 an hour raise. I don't know about you guys, but if you got a $7 an hour raise, what changes in your life? Because $7 an hour, I could drive a BMW that day. I don't even care what kind of car I got right now. My trip, I could take $7 an hour. If you do that jump the right way, every 2 months I could be in Colombia.
Passport bros.
Yeah. How much you think a trip to Colombia costs round trip for a week? That's only like $1,000, man. Maybe $2,000 if you unlucky. I could do that jump 7 times a year. Y'all better. I calculate everything.
He does, ladies. He does.
So I'm just saying, a $7 an hour job that ain't. Hours that doesn't equate. And this is for everything. This is all I'm wishing is. I don't want to see y'all cold because I've been watching stuff. The fastest growing segment of homeless people in America are black women. Black women and children. Disregard black men have always been the most homeless people in the whole country. Period. Black men as a percentage. But the fastest growing segment quickly becoming black women and children. And once you get homeless, once you lose that roof over your head, listen, it's hard. It's hard to come back. You lose that roof over your head, and you might die on those streets. And
that's real.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Swallow your pride, bend the knee, bow your head, and figure out a way to make this work. Much as I am all passport broed up and all that, it's some dudes out there who might look like Willie B or Abdullah the Butcher. But they take care of you and treat you right. You don't want to be out here cold when somebody come saying the rent's due, mother freaker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we chopped this out long enough.
Yeah, we're going to let it go.
I hope y'all took some good nuggets out of this, because once again,
I tried to stay positive.
He did.
I did.
That was the goal.
No blame. I don't want y'all to do it. I don't. My ex asking me if she can come live with me. That chilled my soul, because it chilled my soul. But that proved that she's been thinking about the the stuff. She waited till it was the end of the road, which is what so many people do. Y'all procrastinate too much. Just like me having to do all the work on my car, I procrastinated. If I should have did that jump slowly and evenly over time, I wouldn't have had to pay so much at one time. But I still had to stand there and fix it, and I was blessed to be able to. If you can't handle all of your junk at hitting you at the same time, then you need to start now managing your business. That's all. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. It's cold out there. It's expensive out there. Manage your shit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we're going to end it here on a good, positive note.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for tuning to the DaChop Team. Once again, we're live Sundays, 3 p.m.-ish. Live recording 7 a.m. on Monday morning. And, of course, we have our shows on Wednesday, 7 p.m. social media rollout. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Go Steelers. They're looking good right now, but we got to hold it.
Yeah, go Falcons.
And we out. Peace.
Yes, I shout out the Falcons.